Alright, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another top 10 Dynasty Warriors video. In this video, I'll be counting down the top 10 most improved Dynasty Warriors characters within the franchise. So when I say most improved, I'm saying in terms of it could be in terms of looks, it can be in terms of involvement within the games. Just characters who, when they started out and by Dynasty Warriors 9 were either a little bit more involved, a little bit more important, or even they just looked a lot better. Alright, so with that being said, I'm going to go through all the ones that I think improved the most in terms of character development or any other aspect that I think puts them on this list. And before we jump in, I do have one honorable mention, and that's going to be Mr. Xiahou Yuan. It was actually quite tough to find an honorable mention for this one because I couldn't find specifically what I wanted, but I think Xiahou Yuan is the closest in terms of improvement for characters within the series, because I think when he starts out, he's kind of background character, doesn't really do much, and then Dynasty Warriors 5, his personality gets worked on, and that's the base of who he is. And in Dynasty Warriors 6, it drops off. He was more of a support character for Xiahou Dun and Zheng Liao's story, and he doesn't really have much to shine, so I think honestly his personality went down. But Dynasty Warriors 7, 8, and 9, I think he really improved on how he was originally brought into the game. So he's gonna come in for an honorable mention for me. Probably not the strongest. I couldn't think of really any other character who kind of went on a more improved pattern besides the top 10 that I already have, right? So with that being said, we're gonna jump into my picks for the top 10 most improved characters in the Dynasty Warriors series, and I'll let you know my reasons why when we get to each one. Starting off with number 10. Alright, coming in at number 10, we have the God of War himself, Mr. Guan Yu. And the reason that he's in this list, I think in terms of improvement for the character, his improvement for me comes from his looks. I think in terms of the way Guan Yu looks from the first game he's in, I would say Dynasty Warriors 2. I think Dynasty Warriors 1, a little different Dynasty Warriors 1. Dynasty Warriors 2 till the most recent game in Dynasty Warriors 9. One of the few characters that has improved, there's a noticeable, at least to me, genuine improvement in how he looks. He was very plain when he first came in. Dynasty Warriors 2, 3, and even Dynasty Warriors 4, it was kind of he had that robe on. The best look for him. Dynasty Warriors 5, they really nail it down. Dynasty Warriors 6, they take a dip. But Dynasty Warriors 7, 8, and 9, I think in terms of looks, they really hemmed down on what Guan Yu's look should be, and I think they really nailed it in the later games. I think they really improved from how he originally looked in the earlier games of the series. But that's the reason he's here. It's not in terms of his story or involvement. He is one of the most important characters within the series, so his involvement within most of the games has been pretty much where it needs to be at. He's on this list because I think he's improved really well with his looks. Next up, moving into number 9, we have Guan Jing. So Guan Jing, I think the reason that he's on this list is because of the improvement from the responsibility of a leader from Dynasty Warriors 8 to Dynasty Warriors 9. Dynasty Warriors 8 is more of a side character. In Dynasty Warriors 9, he really, after Zhang Bao's death and some of the other, he really takes the reins really well. He becomes a leader, and I really like his development from the first game he was in into Dynasty Warriors 9. And that's really all I have for him. That's pretty much why he's on the list. His looks are pretty much the same. There's nothing too different. But in terms of his acceptance of who he is, I think they do a good job in terms of he's young and he doesn't trust himself. And by Dynasty Warriors 9, Zhang Bao passes away, or even right before Zhang Bao passes away, his ending saying we have to all rely on each other. I think Guan Jing does a really good job of taking that in and becoming a later leader for the Shu Kingdom. And that's why he's here at number 9. Alright, next up, coming in at number 8, we have Ding Fong. So, Ding Fong, definitely an underrated character within the series, but also one of the most improved characters in the series. When he was first introduced, he was definitely a character that I wouldn't want to play at all. Very unusual in the sense that the way he speaks and his poetry talk and all that stuff. Definitely not the most. It's unique, okay? You know, it's a unique to him, but his weapon style improved. I like the little wind chakra he had; it fit him pretty well. And then the grappling in Dynasty Warriors 9 is really fun. But for me, I guess the most improved part of this character is definitely his character, his development with his character, just showing that responsibility, being part of the Wu Kingdom for what, like 70 years or something. You can really see that in Dynasty Warriors 9. You can really feel that with his ending in Dynasty Warriors 9 as well. Really like that they included that. He became one of my favorites. I mean, he shot up in terms of likability for me because of what he did in Dynasty Warriors 9. I like the ending was really good, and then it made me look at some of his interactions so much more differently. So for me, Ding Feng coming in at number 8 is a good choice for me. The main reason is because of the ending and what it represents. That's for me his development. Everything encompassed into this character is in his ending, and that's why I think he's a great choice here for me as one of the most improved characters at number 8. Next up, coming at number 7, revisiting looks, we have Sun Quan, and honestly, he's got the best improved looks within the Dynasty Warriors franchise. He just doesn't look that good in the previous games, and then in Dynasty Warriors 6 and on, I think they do a great job with his look. He becomes more of a charismatic, he looks like a ruler type Dynasty Warriors franchise, and I really like that about him. I really like that when they switched him, he became more of an appealing character for even me to play him. I didn't like the way he looked in the earlier games. In the later games, they do a great job with his improvement. I think it fits him really well. Being a young leader of the Wu Kingdom and unsure of what he wants to do and how to do it, it fits him really well. I like the way they improved his looks, the best probably when it comes to this series, and that's why he's here at number 7 for me. Alright, next up, coming in at number 6, we have Guo Jia. So Guo Jia became a playable character in Dynasty Warriors 8, and his involvement within the game was alright. It wasn't bad. I liked his story and the relationships he built. But in Dynasty Warriors 9, I think he really takes the realms, especially with the additions of new characters of Shunyo and Manchong, and just the chemistry and everything that was built around Guo Jia made it so much more. It just made him look so much more important, which he should be in the Dynasty Warriors series to Cao Cao's forces, right? So Guo Jia coming in Dynasty Warriors 9 he had a lot more reputation around him. He had a lot more sensibility and understanding his place in order to direct all the other strategists to where they need to go, becoming friends with Jia Shu in order to pass the reins on to him. I think in Dynasty Warriors 9 they really do a good job establishing how important Guo Jia is, and I think that's why he's on my list here for number 6. In Dynasty Warriors 80, I don't think he was as outstanding or like noticeable that he was in Dynasty Warriors 9. He was like a cornerstone of the beginning of Cao Cao's forces, constantly directing people, constantly coming up with strategies. So for me personally, I think his character development really took a nice improvement from Dynasty Warriors 8 to Dynasty Warriors 9, and that's why he's here at number 6 for me. Alright, next up, coming at number 5, we have Shun Wu. So, Shun Wu being obviously a playable character being made in Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, we don't really get to see his importance, right? I didn't do any research on this character before the analysis series, so for me, Shun Wu wasn't really a character that I really knew at all. He was a strategist, yeah, I recognized the name, but I didn't know who he was, and I didn't know how important he was to Cao Cao's forces. Similar to Guo Jia, like I've already mentioned, in Dynasty Warriors 9, again, he's another character that's at the center of everything. The strategists, it's Shun Wu and Guo Jia. Those are the main two strategists. Every time Cao Cao in the little dialogue events would, hey, Shun Wu, what do you think? What do you think about this, Guajia? What do you think of it? Like, it'd be those two characters kind of assisting and advising on what to do. So seeing him become a playable character in Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, not knowing much, to being like a staple and center to, you know, Cao Cao's forces, 100% a big improvement. I guess that could be a given, because if other characters that were made playable during an Empires game obviously have a big improvement. But I honestly didn't expect Jun Wu to have that big of an impact, right? I didn't expect him to be such a center stage character, but he was. And that's why I think he's a great choice here at number 5 for me. And that's pretty much it. Let's go and move on to the next one. All right, next up, coming at number 4, we have Guan Yinping. So Guan Yinping coming at number 4 for me. I think it's a good choice. Dynasty Warriors 8, she's got minimal content. I haven't played Extreme Legends, so I don't know how she looks in there. I would say she looks different as well, right? I would say her looks definitely improve a little bit in Dynasty Warriors 9. But she's kind of a different character in Dynasty Warriors 8. But in Dynasty Warriors 9, and this is why she became one of my favorite characters, her personality, her everything about her, her looks, even the weapon style, kind of just, it all fits weirdly into this nice character that Guan Yinping is. And I think that's why she's one of the most improved characters for me. She's not completely different. I mean, obviously she's still a child of Guan Yu, so she's got to mention that she's, you know, daughter of the god of war, got to be strong, right? But for the most part, I think in terms of her sensibility, her personality, and honestly some of her leadership abilities, all that stuff really comes into play in Dynasty Warriors 9, and I think they do a great job improving her character development from Dynasty Warriors 8 to Dynasty Warriors 9. She was very flat in Dynasty Warriors 8. She didn't have much of an arc. Dynasty Warriors 9, you can see it. You can see the involvement. You can see the growth of this character, and I really like it with her. I think she's a great choice here at number 4. Let's go ahead and move on to the top 3. All right, next up, coming at number 3, similar to the last 3 I've already mentioned. Next up, we have Jing Sai. So again, a character who was very stagnant, kind of flat, right? She didn't really do much. And then in Dynasty Warriors 9, she is eerily a staple to the Shu Kingdom story, right? She's always around in the conversation. She's always there. She's giving her 2 cents. She kind of becomes like leader in a sense to some of the other characters within the game. Guan Yinping definitely looks up to her. But in Dynasty Warriors 5, you wouldn't know that. She's this young, inexperienced, fragile, I wouldn't say fragile, but people perceive her as fragile kind of character. And then in Dynasty Warriors, you know, 7, 8, and 9. 7 and 8, she has a different kind of persona. You got that badass kind of persona of like, don't mess with me, I'll cut you. But in Dynasty Warriors 9, I like the balance of the leadership and the experience that she has, along with the badassery and the don't mess with me kind of aura that she gives off. Definitely for me, I think she's one of the most improved characters, because think about how she starts. Her voice acting was tailoring to that innocent, almost naive kind of character to this badass, commanding, leader type of character that Jing Sai is really representing within the later games. And I think that's why she's one of the most improved characters. Even her looks, I would say in a way, I like the armor look on her versus like the short skirt and the light armor thing that she was going with before. So for me, just mainly based on her character development, she is one of the most improved characters in the game, and that's why she's getting the bronze medal for me. Alright, next up, coming in at number 2, we have Jia Shu. So, Jia Shu actually has, I would say, the same amount of content in each of the games he's playable, except for like the Extreme Legends. I don't know about the Extreme Legends game, but the main series 7, 8, and 9, I would say he has a similar amount of content, minus like the dialogue events. So his involvement within the games is pretty similar, right? It's pretty much the same. But I would say his trajectory and the way that his character goes is amazing. The way that they go from, again, I like a snarky kind of, he's to himself, he's for himself, he lives for his genius, not for anybody else's, right? To respecting characters of Xiahou Yuan, Guo Jia, right? Even Cao Cao himself being concerned, my lord, I haven't seen you like this before, what's going on? Having that sensibility. And even to the point, and I love that Dynasty Warriors 9 does this, and that's why he's up here at number 2, is because because his ending, when he's analyzing Sima Yi, he's like skeptical. I don't know, there's something about you I don't like, and I don't know what that is. And when you look at how Jiashu started, from almost like an arrogant kind of view to, hey, I don't trust you, what are you gonna do to the kingdom that I helped build? It's almost like he cherished what he's done. There's some sentimental value to him, right? And for a character like Jiashu, it's cool to see because, again, his introduction, I don't sense any sentiment from this character. There is no sentimental anything for him, right? Maybe him and Shangzhou because of the history, but for the most part, when it comes to the Wei Kingdom and the way he's developed within the games, from where he starts to where he is now, not a completely different character, but I like that they enhance that quality of his, right? The skepticalness, the want to protect the thing that he built. And that's why I think he's a great choice here at number 2. And then coming in at number 1, we probably have an unusual choice, but this is my pick personally for the most improved character within the Dynasty Warriors series is going to be Ma Dai. Yes, Ma Dai is not popular, and nobody's clamoring to play Ma Dai. I know, I don't even play him. But I gotta respect the fact that Ma Dai goes from this, background side character, Dynasty Warriors 8. He don't do much. He doesn't do anything. But in Dynasty Warriors 9, I would argue that he becomes more important than Ma Chao. I think he's more important to him. I think he plays a bigger role than Ma Chao. Ma Chao's got one cutscene in Dynasty Warriors 9. That's it, and that's his ending. Ma Dai's got a few, and he's part of a lot of different conversation. He's helping, he's advising, his whole ending is on that. Helping, advising, what do you guys need help with? I'm there for you. You need me to carry this? You need me to carry that? You need reinforcements? I got you, right? And I love that they did that for him because it made me like the character even more. I'm still not going to want to play him, depending on what they give him, right? I'm not playing the paintbrush, and then the twin axes, just, if you want to keep it for Ma Dai, fine. Give Zhang Liao his weapon back. Just make it work. But I'm not playing him. But I love watching his story. I love his involvement. I love that he's become a mature, sensible general and leader that people look up to. I did not expect that for Ma Dai. That was a very unexpected thing to see in Dynasty Warriors 9, because in Dynasty Warriors 8 you don't get to see many, you don't really see that, right? He's there helping. It's Zhang Wei is usually like the main staple in Dynasty Warriors 8 that's pushing everything. Everybody's following him. And in Dynasty Warriors 9, Zhang Wei is still there doing that. But Ma Dai has his moments. In a way, it feels like he's almost second in command to Zhang Wei. He's the guy that you can rely on to get anything done, and I love that about him. And that's why for me, he is the number 1 most improved character within the Dynasty Warriors series. I don't have any quarrels. I don't feel bad about it. He's a character, again, it's kind of unpopular. Nobody's gonna jump to play him. None of that stuff. But I think in terms of the way he started to the way he's presented in Dynasty Warriors 9, for me, 100% the most improved character within the games. And that's all I have for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, definitely appreciate a like, comment, or subscribe. Let me know down below if you guys agree with my list. Did I miss anybody? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Love talking to you guys about this kind of stuff. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.